Bipartisan consensus in Washington has been that America ought to give amnesty to all illegal aliens within our borders, no matter how many there are. The leadership of both parties believes this. The problem is that voters definitely don't believe it. They strongly disagree and have for decades. They've said so in polling consistently. But instead of paying attention to what the public wants, as usual, the parties ignore it and instead work together to do what they want by stealth. Their latest gambit is called H.R. 5038, a bill called the Farm Workforce Modernization Act of 2019. As usual, the name is Orwellian. The bill does not modernize America's agricultural workforce. In fact, just the opposite. H.R. 5038 is designed to keep our farming practices primitive and dependent upon low-wage manual labor. The bill, which remarkably has a total of 24 Republican co-sponsors, would give amnesty to illegal immigrant farm workers in the United States, pretty much all of them. Even illegal aliens who've been convicted of crimes would be eligible for permanent residency here and eventually citizenship. Beneficiaries would not have to pay any back taxes. They'd qualify even if they skipped court hearings or snuck back into the U.S. after being deported. Don't you try something like that as a U.S. citizen. Congress will have no mercy on you. But for foreign nationals, no problem. How many foreign nationals would benefit from this act if it became law? Well, in point of fact, nobody knows. The pro-amnesty group Farm Worker Justice estimates that at least 1.2 million illegal immigrants would be eligible. But if history is any guide, and it is, the actual number would be far, far higher. And that's assuming the bill would restrict amnesty to actual farm workers. Good luck with that. H.R. 5038 imposes very low document standards. Those applying for amnesty can submit all kinds of different documents. There's no penalty for fraud. In other words, there'd be no reason not to submit a bogus application. And needless to say, many people would, just as they did 30 years ago during the Ronald Reagan amnesty. That supposedly limited farm worker amnesty drew hundreds of thousands of fraudulent applications. And here's the key. Most of them were approved anyway. In some cases, even illegal immigrants who arrived in this country after amnesty became law were allowed to benefit from the amnesty. Think about that for a minute. It was a joke. Now they want to do it again, but on a much larger scale. So to sum up, the Farm Workforce Modernization Act of 2019 would reward lawbreaking, exacerbate the blue-collar workers. It's pretty much the mirror image, the exact opposite of what Donald Trump ran on just 3 years ago. And yet, members of Congress like Elise Stefanik, Tom Cole, Fred Upton, and more than 20 other Republicans are now